Greetings to all. Myself Vaishnavi, Assistant Professor, IT Department from SNS College of Engineering. Now we are going to see about the scheduling algorithms, that is first come first serve and the shortest job first algorithm in operating systems. First one is first come first served, that is FCFS scheduling. It is the simplest CPU scheduling algorithm. The process that requires the CPU first is allocated to the CPU first, and then it is managed by the FIFO queue, that is first in first out queue. Next one is convoy effect. Here we define, that is other process wait for one big process to get off the CPU. Next, here we have the example for first come first serve scheduling algorithm. Here, consider the following set of process arrive at a time 0 with the length of the CPU burst time is given in the milliseconds. Here we have the three process, that is P1, P2 and P3. Burst time for these processes given, that is for the process 1 the burst time will be 24, for process 2 the burst time will be 3, for process 3 the burst time will be 3 milliseconds. Here we have to calculate the average waiting time when the process arrive in the following order. The order also given here, we have to find it. For the first order we have to find it as process 1, process 2 and then process 3, and for the second order is process 2 followed by the process 3 and then process 1. Here we have to provide the Gantt chart for the problem. Next, this here we have the solution, that is first we define that Gantt chart. For the process 1, the waiting time is 0 because initially the process 1 is started here, so the waiting time is 0. After the process 1 completed, the process 2 execution is start here, so the waiting time for the process 2 here we defined as 24. Next, for the process 3 the waiting time will be 3. 27 because the burst time for the process 1 and process 2 will be 27. After completing the process 1 and process 2, process 3 execution will be started, so the waiting time for the process 3 is 27 milliseconds. And then we have to calculate the waiting time. So process 1 waiting time will be 0, process 2 waiting time will be 24, and then process 3 waiting time will be 27. For calculating average waiting time, we have to add these three numbers and divided by 3. So 0 plus 24 plus 27 divided by 3, that is 51 divided by 3, that is 17 milliseconds. For next order, process 2, process 3 and then process 1. Here we define the Gantt chart here. So initially the process 2 execution will starts here, and then process 3 and then process 1. So here we define the waiting time here, where process 1 waiting time will be the 6, and then process 2 waiting time will be 0, and then process 3 waiting time will be the 3. Here we have to calculate the average waiting time, so we have to add these three numbers and divide it by 3. So the average waiting time will be the 3 milliseconds. Next one is shortest job first scheduling, that is SJF scheduling. Shortest length process will be assigned first. If the two processes have the same length, FCFS scheduling is used to break the tie, and SJF is optimal, that gives a minimum average waiting time for the given set of process. Here we have the example for the SJF. Here the given process is 4 and their burst time here. Here we have to find the waiting time, turnaround time, and we have to provide the Gantt chart for the problem. Next, here we define the Gantt chart. First, initially process 4 will execute first because the burst time of the process 4 is small, so we have to start the process 4 and then process 1 and then process 3 and then process 2, and then we have to define the waiting time. So process 1 waiting time will be 2 milliseconds, and then for process 2 the waiting time will be 9, and then process 3 the waiting time will be 5. For process 4 the waiting time will be 0 because initially the process 4 is started here. So then we have to calculate that average waiting time. For average waiting time, we have to add these four numbers and divide it by 4. So the average waiting time will be 4 milliseconds. And then we have to calculate the turnaround time. For turnaround time, it is the sum of the burst time plus the waiting time. of each process. So process 1, we had to add the burst time, that is 3 plus 2, that is waiting time, so that is 5. Like this we had to find it till process 4, and then we have to find that average turnaround time.